Okay, on the electric panel, we got 6 A, B, C, D, E, and F. And if they're all flipped up and you got the generator running, then the whole house is powered. D, which is labeled right here on the top of the box, D is the water pump. You should not run the water pump off of the solar panel. Which up is generator, the center position is off, and the down position is solar panel. So what you want to do is at night when you're showering or running water, cooking, you want to turn the generator on and have D up for the water, and everything else can be up as well. At night when you go to bed, you want to turn all of them up to, leave them on generator or turn them to off, and then just flip down the 1 or 2 bedrooms that you're using, which are labeled right here on the top. Just, you know, that's the west bedroom. Master bedroom's the one with the 2 bunks, and this is the middle bedroom. So just turn on 1 or 2 bedrooms. You can run a ceiling fan, turn all the lights off, but the solar panel should be good throughout the night. This is a regular breaker box, and if something were to short circuit, it would still throw this, and it could also throw one of these breakers right here, which are push buttons. So if you push the button, that resets it. So up is generator, center is off, down is solar panel, D, which is water well, which is labeled right there. You do not run on the solar panel. You always run it just with the generator. If you don't have a generator, you don't have any water. Get ready to winterize. You want to open both of these, and you need to pour RV antifreeze, which is under the kitchen sink. You need to pour about a cup of that into the P-trap. There is no P-trap on the shower, so you don't have to put the antifreeze in that, but you do need to open both of the shower valves and make sure that that drains. Open the hot and cold water valve, RV antifreeze in the P-trap. If you don't put the antifreeze in there, the P-trap will bust. Both valves, antifreeze. While we're standing by a window, if you get wind howling, you need to make sure that the windows are pulled down shut, and then always leave the windows locked. That way we don't get dirt blowing in under the windows in the winter. We've got a smoke detector over there and a smoke detector in the master bedroom. Carbon monoxide alarm here. Carbon monoxide alarm goes off, you probably got too much smoke in here. So got a fire extinguisher right here between the bathroom and the middle, and we got another fire extinguisher over in the kitchen. And then in the kitchen, winterize this, open both valves. You need to take this and pick it up and turn it down and make sure it's drained completely out. And then if you got something, a rubber band or twisty, open this up and just leave this laying in the sink. But that's after you drain all the water out of it. And again, open both valves and hold this up, drain it and hold it up, let it backflow. And you should hear a little bit of a suction if it's got water in it going out. The stove, you got to have power to the stove for it to self-ignite, or to use the oven. If you don't want to turn the electricity on, or you get up here and there's no electricity, you can use the top burners, but you have to light them with a match or a lighter. On the oven, if you want to set the bake time, you got to hit the clear. If it's blinking, you got to hit the clear button, which makes the clock stop blinking. Set your bake temperature, hit bake, it starts preheating, and then when it preheats, it'll beep. Once it gets preheated, if you want to cook something while you're out hunting or whatever, you hit the bake time, set the time up or down to whatever you want, and then hit start time, which is this button right here. Now this is after it's preheated. I'm doing this without it being preheated, but you hit the start time, and then when it gets to the end of that time, the oven goes off. So you're through cooking. Clear button or the off button is right there. Self-explanatory, the rest of it. We'll have we got a 2,000 watt Honda generator, which will be we'll keep in the middle bedroom. Thing you always want to do is you want to turn it off. When you turn it off here, that all kills the engine and also turns off the gas supply. So when you carry it in the house, be sure that this switch is in the off position. It's real simple to operate. Turn it on there, choke it there, pull start. If you get an overload for whatever reason, you have to kill the engine, and there is a reset button right here on the front of the generator, and you press that and that'll reset the generator. And there's also a 12-volt reset right here, but you won't be using the 12-volt, but there's a 12-volt reset right there. And here's the 3 alert buttons on the end of it. You got a oil alert, overload alert, and a output indicator. So it's telling you it's outputting, or if it overloads, it's got a light on. It's got a switch on it that is a economy throttle. If you're just, we use it on economy all the time, and so I'll show you the difference between that when it's running. But on economy, it's got a real low speed idle, and it's a lot quieter, and the engine will still speed up when you put it under a load. So that's the economy, and there's not economy. So if you were up here and you're trying to run a power tool or something, you'd probably want to put it on the, take it off the economy. This single black cord comes out of the solar panel house, plugs in. I don't like to set the generator on the ground, so if you would set it on a piece of wood or up on these blocks or whatever, and that keeps a little bit of the dust out of it. Inside the solar panel box, turn this off so we can see. This is probably the most confusing part, but I've got a battery charger. If you've got the generator running, I like to keep the battery charger on 10 amp, so it gives you a good full charge on your batteries, and so it plugs into the generator. This is an inverter. You'll see that it's got a voltage display right here when it's turned on, and if you turn it off, there's no lights or anything on. If for whatever reason the solar power is not working, you have to turn this off and back on to reset it. If this light's green, it should be good to go, but I've had it a couple times, the light be green and it was not working inside. You come out, flip the switch off on the inverter, and then turn it right back on. If the green light comes on, it's good. If the green light does not come on and it stays red, it means you got low voltage in your batteries. And if you got low voltage in your batteries, the only thing you can do is start the generator and charge it, or hope you got enough sunlight to get it charged. But the sunlight will not charge the batteries an ample amount for you to utilize the lights and stuff in the cabin. This piece of foam pad, and there's a cabinet door right there, need to remain on top of the batteries to keep them from freezing. If you're up here and use it, always make sure that this inverter is off when you leave, because if it's on, it uses a little bit of power, and there's no reason for it to be on when nobody's here. So always turn this off, which that's on the list of things to do. Generator goes in the middle bedroom. You need to bring your own generator gas, which it just uses regular unleaded gas. I usually use the middle grade just because it seems to work a little better in small engines. But if you have to get in here, there's a bungee cord. You can bungee the door open so the door's not hitting you in the back of the head. And again, the battery charger, use it on 10 amps, and always leave it plugged in when the generator's running. The solar panel, and this is our water room. It's also our storage room, but I don't know if we got enough light to get in here. But you got a water tank right here, and there's some valves on it, but you will not mess with any of those valves down here. They should all be right. The propane goes to the hot water heater. Always turn the propane off when you leave. There is right here where this stick is, if you can see that stick, and the only reason the stick's there, we had a little compartment broke, but there's a D-cell battery in here that ignites the hot water heater. I think it's 2 D-cell batteries, and that's supposed to last about a year. But if the hot water heater and the propane's on and it's not igniting, then those D-cell batteries need to be changed. They're right here. To winterize this unit, I've got some kind of elementary writing up here, but thumb turn is right under this arrow. It's right there. It's about the size of a pencil. It's a brass thumb turn. You get all the water off, you'll drain the complete house, and you'll open, after you drain the house, then you'll come out and open this thumb turn, and it'll drain a little bit more water out of it. If you don't do that, this unit will be ruined. This is the only outside water hydrant we've got, and you cannot hook a hose to it, but it's just a simple valve, and you got to have the water turned on to use that. But that's the only That's the only water we've got out. The first thing you want to do when you come up is you want to make sure these valves are closed, because if you don't, you'll never have water pressure. But both these valves are what you completely drain the house with. You'll open both of them. You'll want to check the end of the pipe to make sure that the water's coming out, so you might have to move a little dirt out of the way. But open both valves with the water pump turned off. Shouldn't take but about 10 minutes or so for all the water to drain out. And once you, this is the first point you'll want to open. You'll want to open this, and you'll want to open every valve in the house, like we discussed earlier. And then after you've completed all the, open this and all the valves in the house, then you'd want to go into the pump house and do the step that we just discussed, where you drain the hot water heater. And you can turn it off. Well, no, just keep it open. The propane for the kitchen is right here. We got 2 backup bottles. If you have to hook up one of these smaller bottles, you need to be really careful with this pipe, because it's already got a kink in it where somebody tried to bend it in a position it shouldn't be in. So just move it a little bit at a time, and especially watch this joint right up close to the house. But you can hook up one of these other bottles as a backup. This propane is off, should be off when you get here. You'll have to turn this on. It may take a few seconds to get all the air out of the line inside, and you'll want to turn this off when you leave. And again, you got backup propane there. So open it is counterclockwise and closing it is clockwise. And it's got a regulator on it, so you want to disconnect the regulator and hook to this bottle if you have to disconnect it for any reason. Again, be really careful with the hose. All right, now. Okay, we're going to just do a little quick inside view of the cabin. We're in the living room kitchen area. Got a few antlers up that kind of give you an idea what we're looking for around here. And there's Doug over in the kitchen. Got a pretty well fully contained kitchen. It's got pots and pans, plates, coffee pots, fire extinguishers, stove and oven, microwave if you got a generator, bar stools, small kitchen table here. We've got a couple dressers that the guests are welcome to use to store items in while they're here, because the bedrooms are a little on the small side. Wood burning fireplace. Over underneath the army cot, we've got some linens and stuff, but those are for people that absolutely forget their stuff, so most of our guests are required to bring their own bedding. We've got 3 bedrooms, and again, they're kind of small, but they're each equipped with a bunk bed. And this is the west end bedroom. It's got a full-size mattress on the bottom and a twin size on the top. The center bedroom has got the same setup, so one window, twin on top, full size on bottom. The middle bedroom's got the electric panel and the solar. We've got a shower in the bathroom and a sink and mirror. And then in the bigger bedroom, we've got a dresser and a shelf up top. Guests are welcome to use both. Got a vanity in here for the guests. 2 beds in here, or 2 bunks in here. We got one that's 2 twins, and then a twin on top with a full on the bottom. That's the view out the front porch, looking at Limestone Ridge. That's to the south. We've got a deck out here with a small dining table. Got one motion detected solar power light, and then we got a little section of covered deck here. West end of the cabin, and then as you walk around the west end towards the back, we've got our solar panel, batteries, generator connection, hot water heater, and all that's back around on this side of the house. The only hydrant on the property is right there. This is looking east from the house. There's a view north. This is the east end of the house. A few more antlers to look at. propane tank for the kitchen stove is right by the deck, and it's got to be turned on and off. Turn on when you come, and please turn that off when you leave. At the bottom of the hot water heater, and it's kind of hard to pick out, but right underneath between those two pipes on the right, there's a little brass air valve that's about the size of a pencil. You just barely give it about a quarter of a turn, and it'll let the water drain out of the hot water heater. You don't have to turn it much or it'll fall out.